City State Representative J.D. Scholten says he won't seek re-election to the Iowa House in November. The Democrat has served 4 years in the House. He's one of 2 Democrats to represent Sioux City at the State House. Scholten announced a campaign for Joni Ernst's U.S. Senate seat back in June, but dropped out of the race in August and threw his support behind Democrat Josh Turek. Scholten told KTIV it's been an honor to represent Sioux City at the State House in Des Moines.
Representing Sioux City has been an absolute honor. I love it. I will say, though, being in the minority party has been very difficult down here. But a lot of the work that we do is behind the scenes. So, like constituent services, getting people connected with different agencies to get them the help they need. And that's what government should be. It should be working for the people.
As for what's next after his term ends, Scholten says he's part of the Obama Foundation Leadership Program, but he's unsure where he'll end up next.
Not sure what's next. I'm still focused on the legislative session. We're still very busy with funnel week, especially next week. And so I'm going to focus on that. And then once that kind of dies down, then I'll transition into applying for jobs. And so plan to stay around Sioux City. I love Sioux City, love Iowa. I just don't know what's next, though.
Scholten will serve the remainder of his term this year in the legislature. We have a huge mental